What's up, everybody? Dan is back to do the latest review of this past weekend's big release. A few of you have asked me when the next video is coming up, so today's the day. Alright, so if you have been living in a bubble or from another planet or whatever, then you probably wouldn't know what went down this entire week, actually. Ronnie Fieg and the entire Kith team came up with probably the biggest release of the year so far, and it probably will be the biggest release of 2013 with the East Coast Project. I talked about it before in the last video review. Basically, East Coast Project, as far as what Ronnie described it, was a collaboration of shoes, apparel, amongst other things, accessories and whatnot. You know, paying homage to two cities that he finds to be near and dear to his heart. One of them being Miami, and the other one obviously being New York City. So. It started last week down in Miami with his pop-up shop that he had open for over a week, a little bit more than a week. I think May 10th was the last day of the shop being open. But the store itself was down in Miami. He split it up into two sections, one side being all related to Miami, the other side being related to New York City. Again, all of the stuff that came with the East Coast Project was available for sale. He did a ticket system for the shoes, which obviously was the most wanted thing out of the whole project. So you know, he passed out tickets for each day. You know, obviously for the next day, so people can line up in a reasonable fashion. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into what this review is all about. What you guys want to see is the actual shoes. So first, we're gonna get into the Miami colorway. Some people call it the Dolphins. Some are just calling it the Miami. Whatever you want to call it, really makes no difference. The cool thing with the release with the East Coast Project ECP, the shoes actually came with a pair of stance socks in each box. If you guys know, you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm a stance sock junkie. So when I saw that he was including these in the actual in the actual box for each pair, I was stoked, and you can actually get them separately. They're being sold as well. I didn't unwrap these bad boys, but let's see if I could do that right now. There we go. On the bottom of each sock, you're going to see that it says "Just Us." Obviously that's Ronnie and Kith's motto, one of their logos that they use. So each pair that you got, each pair that released had a pair of the matching colored stance socks. These are the Super Invisibles. So if you never had stance socks or never heard of it, the Super Invisible is actually what they are. The Super Invisible. I mean, you wear the sneakers without actually seeing that you're wearing socks. So these are actually dope. Probably the most comfortable socks out there on the market. So even if you didn't get the shoe, you didn't get the sock, Stance has their own website that you could you could find regular colorways. They have all different designs and whatnot. I highly recommend getting a pair because they're really that good. They're really that comfortable. So anyway, each shoe came with a pair of Stance socks, so we'll put that to the side. All right, now on to the actual sneakers. All right, we're gonna do, as I said, the Miami colorway first. So there you have it, the Gel Lyte III, Miami colorway, the Dolphins. Super dope super dope colorway. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it. The color totally matches the Miami Dolphins color scheme, the uniform with the darker, Pacific green, turquoise, whatever color you want to call it. That's the color that he utilized, obviously with the orange accents as well. The shoe itself is, the makeup of it, the design of it, and how he utilized each material is really cool. For this particular one, we see that he actually bypassed the usual pigskin suede toe box, using the mesh toe box actually for this. So how he described it was the hotter climate of Miami, South Florida. You want a shoe that has a little bit more breathability, which is why he went with the mesh toe box. So makes total sense. The rest of the shoe, it's wrapped in a perforated nubuck. All right. Again, the perforation is for better ventilation of the shoe. If you have problems with your feet getting hot and sweaty and whatnot, this will definitely help out with that. So the entire shoe is wrapped around in this perforated nubuck. If you get a close up on it, you'll see the little perforations in it. Okay. This is not your typical nubuck. Nubuck is usually really smooth, really fine, as far as the actual material, the threading of it. This is a little bit thicker. I wouldn't say that it's hitting the border of a suede type of material, but it is a little bit thicker nubuck. So if you have these and you definitely ran your finger across them, you'll notice that it's a little bit thicker. You could see that by kind of brushing the suede up and down, that it changes its color a little bit. So that's what makes it that little bit thicker nubuck. All right, the eyelets or the eyes have hits of orange 3M in it. Okay, the Asics stripes, again, using that orange colorway, with white borders, which is pretty cool. Obviously, still keeping within that Miami Dolphin colorway. All the way around the shoe, you'll see the same thing. The perforated nubuck again used in the heel counter. The actual heel tab itself has the guard, the heel guard here, all mesh. Obviously it says Asics Gel. This is the only piece that to me it seems as if it might actually, no, it is 3M. So the entire shoe, as far as the the Asics stripes and the heel tab, the branding of it is that 3M material. So again, simple colorway. The outsole, the midsole actually using all white, outsole entirely orange. Okay. Again, still keeping within that Miami Dolphins color scheme. Eyelets, all white. Okay, pretty simple. Now, the cool thing with this entire release, Ronnie decided to throw in the stamp or the staple rope laces. So usually in other shoes of past, we saw that we would get two flat laces, two simple colored flat laces, but this time it was the other way around. We got the one flat lace, which was the standard that came on the shoe already, and then we got two rope laces for this one. So this one came with a white and a green, or a white and a turquoise, whatever you want to call it, and also white and orange rope lace. I went with the white orange. I mean, everyone, whatever your preference is, definitely go with what you think looks better. I kept it with the orange just because for the summer months, the warmer weather, I want to keep it a little bit lighter. So But you know, it's cool how, you know, this time around we got 2 sets of rope laces, and you know, keeping it with the one solid flat lace. The other thing that we noticed in the shoe, or that was described, was Ronnie decided to use a new footbed, a memory foam footbed that he described, you know, being a little bit softer, a little more cushion, you know, for when you walk. I tried these on, and it's definitely a thicker, you know, a thicker insole. It is more cushiony. To me, it seemed like it was it made the shoe a little bit tighter. I mean, some people say it doesn't. To me, I felt it a little bit different, but once it breaks in, I'm sure it's gonna be okay. The other thing, if you notice, if you get close in on here, the footbed is actually sewn into the shoe. Okay, so you can't pull these footbeds out. Believe me, I tried, and it was definitely in there. So if you notice the stitching all the way around the footbed, that you know, that keeps that thing locked in there. So you know, it's better for you know, definitely keeping your foot in there. It won't move around too much, you know, especially if you like to leave your shoes unlaced or loose. You're not going to get much wiggle on these. So I noticed that as being, you know, something different, but definitely a dope concept. So there you have it. There's the the Miami Dolphin Asic Gel III for the East Coast project, and coming with the stance socks. If you got these, you know, congratulations. These are definitely a hot shoe. At first, you know, I wasn't big on them, for the simple fact that you know, I like sneakers that are mainly all suede, and then when I saw the mesh toe box, you know, I was a little thrown back by it. But now, you know, the more I looked at the pictures, and now that I have them, you know, in front of me, definitely changed my mind. And so it's definitely a nice colorway. So there you have it with the Miami bad boys. I'm just going to put these to the side, and we'll go on to the next one.